Hi, welcome to Paleo Greenbird here, and today we're going to be napping a piece of Arkansas Novaculite. It's a larger piece than what I'm usually accustomed to napping, but we'll see what we can make out of it. Maybe we'll make several different points or a knife. Who knows? Let's just have some fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my billet. I'm going to take the 1-inch billet, and I'm just going to knock off the edges. Get rid of all the weak stuff. It's all the stuff that doesn't want to be there anyway. If you try and make a platform on really thin, loose material, it'll just be a complete headache for you. So you're better off just getting rid of it. Just some light tapping. The stuff that needs to go will go. Just light tapping on the edges. If it's strong enough to stay, it will. Alright, so let's see here. What do I want to do first? First, I think as you can see when it was spalled, there's a big hinge right here. I think I'm going to blast that off. And then I'm going to grind it. I'm just going to go for it. Alright, got some crushing. It's because I didn't grind it, to be honest. So I'm going to come back to that later. There's a real nice ridge right here that I eventually want to get to, so. There we go. So I took that flake, as you can see. It's a nice flake, almost an overshot. It did terminate short over on this side. I do have a little bit of a hinge, but I'm not worried. I'll clean that up from the other side. That's a nice flake too. Keeping that. In fact, you know what? Why not just clean it up right now? Whenever you get a hinge, I know in some of my videos I don't necessarily follow this rule, but it's just because I'm stubborn. You never want to drive a flake into a hinge. You always want to drive a flake from the other side, and that will feather out your hinge. Steps are a different story. I have a video on hinges and steps, and I'm going to make actually another one. I'm going to make a video that talks, just about hinges, and another video that talks just about steps. Not that it's rocket science, but it's, it is important to understand. This is one of the great things I like about Novaculite, is check out this super sharp microblade. I mean, that's so sharp you can cut anything that you can cut with a knife, probably more than what you can cut with a knife. But unfortunately I have a million of these and nothing to do with them, so it's going in the bucket. But it cleaned up that hinge, so now I have a nice smooth surface. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take a flake off of here and drive it down. It's a very steep platform, if you can even really call it a platform. But I want to skin off all of this cortex. So I'm going to do it. But I'm going to grind. I think I need to grind more. So this is the platform that I ground. It's real steep, so I'm going to keep it on my leg at a pretty severe angle. So I do get that downward pressure. Obviously, I can't hit it this way because there's nothing to hit. So no big deal. I just tip it on my leg. There we go. Let's see what we got. Got a nice flake. Got a hinge there too, but that's all right. Get that from. In fact, it looks a little loose. I could probably pressure flake that, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to clean it up from the other side. Usually, when you get a hinge, it's because you attacked the platform too aggressively. You hit too high. which is, you know, a clear example of why I got a hinge on this shot, because I really had no platform. It was almost a flat edge. So what happens is you run out of force. The flake travels through and then stops, and that's what gives you that really, you know, pronounced hinge. That's what separates a hinge from a step. When you get a step, it's basically that it's not that you hit the platform too high and it instantly drained out of energy. It's when you hit a good platform, but maybe not hard enough. So instead of completely feathering the flake, it steps. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll do a video on it. So another steep platform. Alright, so you can't see it because it dropped off, but I also got this flake here. And it cleaned up that hinge. So I'm starting to get the cortex off. Starting to biface this a little bit. Now I'm looking at the rock to see what I should take next. A real thick edge right here. Definitely don't want to let that get away from me. In fact, maybe I should I'm going to try and take this platform, or I'm going to turn it into a platform, if you can see it. I'm going to try and drive as much of that thick edge off as I can. I might actually bill it up for this. I don't often use my billet that's 1 1/4 inches, but I actually might do that this time. So I'm going to clean off the edges so I don't cut myself. And I think I'm going to stay with my 1-inch billet after all. No, let's bill it up. See what happens. Alright, I got a good flake. Oh, look at that. That's a nice flake. That flake right there as a keeper for sure. It's that bigger billet. Let's start cleaning up some of these edges. Just a hinge there. Right, so what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to try and zigzag this edge. I know I'm going to lose some material, but it's better in the long run. The benefit of zigzagging is it gives you some platforms to work with. Even though you lose a little bit of material, it's so worth it. Because you can't do anything with a flat edge. There might be some flakes dropping off here that I should keep. I'll go through them later. Okay. And now I see a platform I need to dig. Right here. Ridge on there. It's going to thin off that thick spot. I'm going to get this skull to a manageable size and thickness. I need to touch that up a little bit though, so I'm going to bill it down. I'm actually going to bill it way down to my 3/4. So I need to chip some off of that edge. It was just a little too high. It's getting better. Even better. There we go. So every time I strike that, it shoots a tiny little flake, I guess, underneath the stone, if you're looking at this as the top, and it helps me build my platform. So you can see that made a nice platform for me. So I'm going to grind it. I don't need to take a ton off, but I do need to thin it a little bit. I'm just trying to get rid of the stone that doesn't belong there. More grinding. Now I'm going to take my 1-inch billet. There we go. Always keeping an eye on your angles, so that you know that you're taking off the part of the rock that you want to take off. I'm going to zigzag this edge too. Probably should have just zigzagged it from the beginning. I was optimistic. The benefit of zigzagging a square edge is that it just gives you, well, for one thing, it makes it so it's not square anymore, and it gives you platforms that you can use. You lose material, but again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I wouldn't get caught up in losing material. You know, unless you're looking to make a giant samurai sword, which makes no sense to me. How much you take off when you zigzag really depends on how high you hit the stone. Just depends on your preference, or you know what you want to take off. I'll give myself a little bit better of a platform though. There we go. I don't know if the camera caught it the first time, but you can see the difference in this platform opposed to where it was. It's night and day. It's kind of a weird spot. Hopefully I don't break the rock in half. There we go. Nice flake. That could be something. And we're starting to flatten this out. Again, I'm going to go around the outside, get rid of the stone that doesn't want to be there. Hi guys, I apologize, but the camera stopped working. I think I ran out of battery life, or perhaps the SD card was full. I'm not exactly sure, but this is the preform that we ended up with. I'm pretty happy with it. It needs a lot of cleaning up, but it'll make a good spear point, a good knife blade, a good long arrow point, whatever you want to make out of it. And I'll stick this away and we'll finish this on another time. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please have a wonderful day.